Crossing the Line at Area 51, we speak to the top YouTubers who investigate the infamous base.
Holy crap.
Adventures with Christian. He has a YouTube channel, and he's gone to the ultimate base that's basically top secret. But he's got some guts and a lot of courage. Let me tell you, we're looking at some videos here, and he has close encounters with camo dudes. He's checking out underground bunker bases over there at Area 51, and he's checked out Janet Airlines and had some close encounters with some camo dudes there as well. And it's my pleasure to bring on Christian. How you doing?
I'm doing very good, and thank you very much.
Wow, you sure went on an adventure. Let me tell you, you're in close proximity to these camo dudes. Let's just get started with that. I see in the video here. Let's just play the video real quick.
I'm going to go down and make sure no camo dudes tail me. Guys, I've got the camo dudes. Oh my gosh. Look at right here. Camo dudes. Holy crap. Wow.
Encounter with the camo dudes as you're pulling away from the back gate at Area 51. Tell us the details on how this went down, Christian. This is quite amazing.
Yeah, right. That's one of the interesting things about Area 51, and especially, I kind of like to refer to that gate as the third gate, because it really kind of is the third gate, and it's up in the mountains. You really do climb an elevation to get to that gate, and it's just a single road. So it's just wide enough for one car to get up or down. And as you're coming down, I mean, you can see for a good 5 miles. So to have a truck just appear out of nowhere, you know, I'm not trying to say that it appears out of nowhere, but it does. And, you know, as soon as you turn that corner and you're driving and I'm looking straight ahead and I'm filming, all of a sudden the camo dude is just right there. You know, where do they come from? There's no roads leading through there. You know, I've investigated that part to see if they have hiding places or anything. There's nothing.
Which is quite strange as well, because we have other videos where, again, people are just startled. These camo dudes come in their white pickup truck, and all of a sudden they appear out of nowhere almost. You would think that there would be some kind of like housing for them or some kind of parking station close by, because within minutes of showing up in the back gate over there, boom, they're right there. And then what's quite incredible, you leave the scene after this, and then the camo dudes are kind of chasing you, but then you think you're alone, you pull over and have a sandwich, and all of a sudden you see him in your back window. Let's take a look at this video real quick.
All right, everybody, I stopped to eat a sandwich. Do you see in my rear view mirror? The camo dudes are right behind me. I hope you can see them. Wait a minute. All right, look in that mirror. See him right there? Look at that. I gotta go. I don't want to make these guys mad. Oh gosh, I wasn't ready to move. I'm literally eating a sandwich. No, they're not moving. Good. Sorry, guys. I don't believe that. Where'd they come from again? I mean, I came far away from them. Just figured, I might as well eat a sandwich. Stopped in the middle of the road, turned around, and there they were. They're just sitting there waiting on me. Incredible. Alright guys, look at the camo dudes. They're still following me. They're hauling butt. Look at that. Oh my gosh. What are they doing?
Having your sandwich, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're right behind you. Were you pretty uneasy? What was your feeling?
Yeah, it was definitely an uneasy feeling, because I drove miles away from where I encountered them when they were going up. I was almost to the town of Rachel, which is, a good little distance from the actual Area 51, the Groom Lake dry bed and all that. So when I was going to head back to Vegas, and I just decided I'm going to stop and eat a sandwich and drink a soda. So I was eating a sandwich, and I look in my rearview mirror, and there they are. And I just thought to myself, what in the world? Why am I so important that they have to follow me and try to intimidate me to get off of BLM land right here? And miles away from their border. So it is a very uneasy feeling.
Sure. And you were there for a few days. Earlier, you were at the gate where the infamous camo dudes are there, and this is the entrance to Area 51, and you see all the surveillance equipment around, and that's kind of interesting as well. But what is really fascinating is when you start...
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That was actually more uneasy than the mountain gate. Even though the mountain gate, I mean, if something went down, like you interviewed Mac Adventures, those guys that got stopped, and they were searched up there, I mean, there's nobody that's going to come in and help you there. Even on Groom Lake Road, which is the main entrance to Groom Lake, no one's really going to help you there, but you are a little bit closer to civilization. But as I was driving away, it really got dark. Even when I was approaching the gate, the sun was going down, and I was trying to explain that. I was trying to explain what was going around me at the time. And again, miles away from the front gate of Area 51, driving back to 375 extraterrestrial highway, and I'm out of my Jeep at this time, and I think I panned the camera over to the 375, just showing that there is one car on the 375, because people don't take the 375. And as soon as I turn around, I think I see a truck, and I keep looking harder, and that truck couldn't have been more than 50 feet behind me with its lights out, going about 3 miles per hour.
This is about to get scary. Oh, this is about to get really scary. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm out of here. Yeah, they're right behind me, you guys. See that? They are right behind me. Oh my goodness. And their lights are off. My gosh, this is like complete ET stuff here. They're like right on my tail. Look at that. I don't want to start dusting them out. They are driving with absolutely no headlights on. Look at this. Wow, you guys can see.
Now I'm wondering, and I wonder if you think the same, that there might be like an underground base over there hiding these vehicles that just kind of pop up out of nowhere, it seems, out of the ground. They come out from underneath the ground and elevator up.
But what you just said is something that, I've thought about many, many times. And I didn't say it in the video. And really, until you're out there and you witness it yourself, you really just can't explain, because you're driving along, you're in desert. Like I said, you could see it literally around you forever. It's just almost as flat as can be. There's mountains out there, but you could see for a long ways. And then to have this truck, a camo dude, just up on you that quick. I mean, I think it shows me literally jumping in the Jeep and just saying, I'm out of here. And then saying, I don't want to dust him out because of that artificial dust that they put on the road right there so they could see people coming. And, and I got good shots of him. He wasn't at sometimes, I would say he got as close as 20 feet to my rear bumper. And we were halfway down Groom Lake Road, which is 14 miles from 375 to the Area 51 fence.
That sounds scary as hell because you're out there all by yourself. And
it was, yeah.
These guys are kind of above the law in their own way. They're doing secret things in this space. And I want to get into this underground system, this cave that you explored, but it seems like there's a military operation. Can you tell us? Let's take a look at the video as you enter here, and then we'll get back to what you're thinking.
Look at how beautiful the rock is. There's a bat down there, of course. Trying to get my headlamp on. Says the bar. Oh, the glory hole. Well, it's too bad, but they boarded this off because it still goes. Oh well, the other one they didn't. There's that bat. This goes probably so deep into the mountain. I was looking back at the portal. Look at this rock, you guys. Look at the veins. That's what they were chasing.
So you saw the video. We're looking at it right now, and we're letting it roll. But Christian, are you nuts? You're going in there by yourself. Nobody knows where you are. Yeah. Who knows where you can end up?
Absolutely true. Yeah, it's absolutely true. That cave goes on for miles, and it actually has 7 levels of adits, which means 7 levels of tunnels. I've been pretty much a miner since the late 80s, so I'm used to going into mines and everything. I worked in an open pit mine, but going into adits like this is no big deal. But what you just said, you don't know where it leads to and what it could have led to, because these tunnels were to Virginia City panned out in 1858. They bypassed most of Nevada and ended up right there in Rachel and started digging right there. Those tunnels go on for miles and miles, and it's right there at Area 51. So maybe if the government tapped into these tunnels somehow, and because like I was telling you, like on the third gate in the mountains, and I actually talked to another person that has a YouTube channel as well, kind of agrees with this, that on that third gate road in the mountain right there, there's no place for those camo dudes to go and to come from. There's just no place for them to. And we both investigated that road. I just came back from there. I was there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And I investigated the road again. There is no possible place, no other road for these guys to sneak up onto that road, which they're doing. How are they getting on that road?
Underground tunnels, they go for miles. Is there a lot of unexplored territory in these tunnels that you have yet to check out?
Oh, yes. Miles of it. Miles. Yeah, these tunnels go on for, there's just literally miles and miles of them. I actually bought a map of most of the tunneling that I could get. And it's literally on the bottom, it'll tell the mileage, but it's got 60 miles worth of tunneling right there that they have mapped. And I believe they started mapping that in the 50s, and they stopped in the 80s. So they never got anything in the 1800s to the 50s.
Now, that is absolutely insane. Wow. Okay,
right.
So you're going to have to keep us up to date as you go back and take a take us into these unexplored tunnels underneath or close to Area 51. And we've got some strange tunnels here in Hawaii, too, I'd love for you to take a look at. But that's another story. Now, let's get back to where you were tracking the bus.
All right, guys, here comes the white bus. There it is. Yell at me for doing this. Oh, well. There it goes. I don't even know if there's anybody on that bus. He is hauling butt to get away from me. Look at that. The employee bus. He is hauling butt to get away from me.
Leaving Area 51. How long were you out there? Just basically getting ready for this bus to go by. Do they have a bus schedule, or you were just lucky enough to capture this?
Well, in the morning, I knew that the workers start at 8 a.m. and they get off at 4 p.m. So in the morning, I got there at 7 a.m. and I just waited for the bus. So, and you could see that it's just coming along. Now, I wasn't really sure about the bus getting off and everything, and I actually wasn't planning to catch the bus. I was actually coming back from the third gate along extraterrestrial highway, and I was coming up on Groom Lake Road, and that's when I caught the bus. That's why it's kind of like a feverish for me grabbing the camera and everything and, you know, taking off after this bus, that bus has power. And I actually, once it did make its way into Alamo, drop off all the workers, it drops off the workers in two places, and then it parks, and that's another story in itself, is following this bus. But I was able to look at the engine, and this is not an engine in a typical bus. I couldn't keep up with this bus going. Yeah, it was hauling butt. Yeah, there was no way of keeping up with this thing. I think I showed my speedometer at one time because I know the bus driver, well, I don't know, sorry. I would assume the bus driver has communications with the sheriff of Lincoln County and says, hey, there's a white Jeep behind me, he's following me. I'm going about 90, so he's probably going about 75. The speed limit along there is 70. Will you pull him over? And there's even places in Ash Springs, which is before Alamo, where you got to slow down to 45. This bus didn't slow down one bit, not one bit. You know, so I was expecting for a police officer to be like hiding behind something and was going to get me. So I just let the bus take off, and I figured I would catch it, which I did in Alamo.
This thing must have like a Rolls-Royce jet engine in it. I've never heard of a bus outrunning. You're going at 90 miles an hour. This thing is stocked. Wow, that's high-speed train in Area 51.
Yeah, you see, when you leave Groom Lake Road and you make that right going towards Alamo, you're going up a good mountain range right there. So he was going up a really good mountain range, and he wasn't slowing down one bit. The engine's a 3408 Cat. So that's the same engine that's in a bulldozer, but it's obviously got a higher Allison transmission. But I noticed it's got two turbos on it. Now, most buses have a straight 6 diesel engine. So this is an 8-cylinder diesel engine with two turbos on it. And it was just so obvious by the way this thing was moving. You know, I just couldn't believe it. Because at one time in the mountains, I thought I would try to catch up to it. There was no way. As soon as I got close, he was gone again. You know.
It's like a muscle bus. Wow, that thing.
Yeah.
It's more than it appears from where you just look at it. I've seen many photographs and some video, but yours and your description of this is some insight to us right here. That's interesting. Now you make your way to Janet Airlines, and you're taking a look, and you're actually getting video of the Janet airliners in the back. I think there are 3 of them. Let's take a look at this video. The security guard seems like he wants to duck out of the way from your camera. Take a look at this.
Right, no, there's a total of 6 of them. And there is camo dudes out here.
The security guard.
Oh, the security guard's staring right at us, right there. You see him? Oh, he just went in the building. Just went in the building. Time for us to exit. Because we should have the Las Vegas camo dudes coming after us.
All right, now we're back with Christian. Good capture.
Thank you.
That takes some courage, to be under the gun and dealing with security. And he seems more nervous than you are.
Yeah. There's a saying out there that if you capture a camo dude's face, that they actually lose their job. I don't know how true that is, but from everything I've seen, now I blew up the pictures of when I was coming down the mountain on the third gate. They all had their sun visors towards me, so it blocked out half of their driver's side window. And it also looked like on the passenger side that it was a mannequin with them. So, but whatever they do, any picture I ever get of them, they've either got the sun visor right there or they're kind of holding their hand up in front of their face. So they don't want to be seen for some reason. And it was strange, though, for them to be doing that here in Las Vegas. I mean, right off the Las Vegas Strip. Ducking away almost like he was a ghost,
Yeah, I could see the camo dudes out there close to Area 51 being concerned about their identity being revealed. But out there in Vegas, come on, there's cameras everywhere. They can't hide.
Exactly.
They may have been aware of what you're up to, but you did it, man. You did it. You posted your videos up on YouTube. We're going to be sharing your original link, and that's Adventures with Christian. Everybody, go take a look. He's got some wild adventures he goes on around America, but one of my favorites is this one right here, where he visits Area 51. He has, I think, a 5 or 6 part series going. How many videos did you upload on your last adventure?
I believe it's 5, and I've got quite a few more coming. I believe it's 5.
Well, everybody, check out Adventures with Christian. We're going to give the link below. Just click it, and you're on his channel. Subscribe. He's probably going to be going back to Area 51, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I just got back, so there's going to be, and I've got some really good video. What happened to me the last time, it's much worse this time, what just happened to me this week out there. So, yeah, there's some very good video of Area 51, the camo dudes, and the people of Alamo protecting the white bus and the camo dudes.
I would love to do a follow-up with you when you put this out on your YouTube channel. You be safe out there, and you keep videotaping, doing what you do best. This is my pleasure bringing Adventures with Christian right here at Third Phase Moon, sharing it with the world. Leave your comments below, everybody. Definitely give them a thumbs up, in my opinion. This is my pleasure again. Christian, appreciate you joining us right here at Third Phase Moon.
You're so very welcome, and Blake, thank you so very much for inviting me on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, no problem, man. I'm sure glad you reached out back to me when I saw your videos. I said, I got to get in touch with Christian, and within I think 12 hours, we're doing it. We're doing it live, and that's incredible, getting it out as fast as we are. You stay safe, and Christian, we're going to be keeping in touch. I got your phone number, and we've got some projects we're working on in regards to Area 51 that's pretty mind-blowing as well. So I think we should do an update call, and we'll talk about that. but it's going to be
Okay.
something quite incredible. Christian, appreciate it. Be safe again.
Very welcome, and thank you again. Bye now.
The UFO community just keeps getting bigger and better, and we're happy to have UFO seekers Tim Doyle, UFO investigator, along with Tracy Sue, UFO researcher. They hunt UFOs 365 days a year. Let me tell you, we've been watching this channel for quite a while now, and it's our pleasure to have Tim and Tracy Sue on board with Third Phase Moon. We're going to be interviewing them tomorrow, and it's going to be my pleasure to have them on. We're going to be getting all kinds of answers of what's really going down in Area 51. These guys do their research, they have their drones, and they're looking into the Area 51 phenomenon. They have close encounters with camo dudes. Let me tell you, this channel is quite exciting. We're going to be providing the original link to UFO seekers below. Make sure you subscribe. These guys are on top of it. We're about to share with you some exclusive cuts from their channel. They've allowed us to share it with you, the world, right now. Check it out.
Is that the raptor?
No. Looks like police or something.
How's it going?
Good, man.
Were you guys camped out here?
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, we were just leaving.
No, I just, we had just got a call about people camped out here. Let me get out of the road. Do you mind if I talk to you from that road?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Now, Tim and Tracy set up camp 12 miles from Area 51. It's gonna get quite exciting. Watch this.
We'll spend the night and seek UFOs. And see what else happens.
Welcome to Area 51. Tonight we're UFO hunting in front of the most mysterious and secretive military installation in the entire world. And we've got all the equipment set up tonight. As you can see, we're taking a look at Orion's Belt live here on the television. That's coming through our video camera here. Next we got a still camera set up where we're taking still shots repetitively to see if we see any blinking lights, maybe any dark objects, any lights out operations that might be going on. Tracy's got some food cooking up. Some bacon wrapped hot dogs. Got the campfire going. And we're parked here. Off in the distance there is Groom Lake Road. And about 1,000 yards up this road would lead to the Groom Lake entrance, the Groom Lake Road entrance to Groom Lake. And that's where we're sitting. The Ford Raptor is blacked out right now. Typically you'd see his orange lights or his running lights sitting out there up on the hillside. But he's blacked out. We don't know where he went. He actually came and checked us out, did a little U-turn down here. Of course, they're always bugging you. But that's why we're here. We're on public land, and we're not going to let them push us off here. Of course, we're never going to go over the barrier or pressure them or cause any issues. We're just here to look for lights in the sky, and if they're here, we're going to find them.
What's going on with the UFO seekers and the camo dudes at Area 51. These guys are taking a lot of risk bringing this information to you. We're sharing the evidence. Watch this.
Tracy noticed a couple of jet fighters dogfighting, so she popped off a couple pictures. It wasn't until we got back home, when we started reviewing the pictures, that we noticed a third object. What in the world is this? It looks like some kind of triangular unmanned drone, because it's definitely too small to have a person inside of it. And after reviewing the pictures, it definitely looks as though the three crafts are interacting with each other. It's like a three-plane dogfight.
Oh, he's stopping. Doing something. There's two of them. He's looking with binoculars. I'm waving. Doing something.
Now, what you're about to see is, in my opinion, and everybody around here at Third Phase Moon is agreeing with me, that we are about to watch the clearest video of Area 51 ever witnessed by the public. The infamous base exposed by the UFO seekers.
Kennedy, do solemnly swear
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
that you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of your ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
It's our pleasure
So
right
help
here
me
at Third
God.
Phase of Moon to work with UFO seekers. We're going to have them on tomorrow. If you've got any questions about these hunters of UFOs and the information in regards to Area 51, we're going to be broadcasting live tomorrow. And that's going to be happening 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. if you're in Los Angeles. The number to call in is 347-934-0378. Tim and Tracy will be with us, and we've got many adventures with UFO seekers. And we also have the exclusive that's never been seen before, shared by the UFO seekers to Third Phase of Moon. Drone video over Tikaboo Peak.
Have you ever wanted to visit Area 51, the top secret base? Well, now's your chance. There's a tour company from Las Vegas that's offering group tours to the infamous Area 51. Does it really exist? What's going on over there? Are they hiding spaceships, alien bodies? Well, you get to go on this tour, and then they take you to Area 51. You know, you get to check out the Joshua Tree Forest, the Little Alien, and amazing sights along the way. This is quite incredible. This is kind of new news to me. I didn't know that there was a tour that allows people to go straight to Area 51 up to the gate over there, and it's being provided right now by a company that calls themselves the Adventure Photo Tours. And we have Will Tryon here with us, and we're going to ask him some questions. I want to get to it right now. What is the most amazing thing you've ever experienced while you're out on tour or taking people out there? What have you seen out there?
Well, the whole thing is really quite fascinating, but the most significant thing I have actually seen was my second in command and I were out one late afternoon running the tour and checking out some of the locations on the tour, and we ran late, and it was in the wintertime, so it got dark early. And we were at our dry lake. There's a dry lake that we go to that is known for many UFO sightings, and there are these extraordinary alien petroglyphs there that are mind-blowing. There's just nothing else like those anywhere in America, period. These are very, very unique, and they look like aliens. Putting that aside, being parked off the side of the dry lake, something shot up into the sky, and I've been a pilot for 45 years, and something shot up into the sky from the dry lake area to a very high altitude, I would say in the 20, 30,000 foot range, and then made a 90-degree turn and continued on at an extremely high rate of speed. And there's one of those scenarios that you quite often hear about where these UFOs make sudden course changes that are impossible by our technology today. And then following that, very shortly after, there was a series of what looked like afterburner light-ups over the dry lake. And I mean within 100 feet of the surface of the dry lake. And I thought, we're only about 5,000 feet off the side of the dry lake. There is no wind. And being a pilot and an air show fan, I've been to many air shows. And when an aircraft lights up its afterburner, you can hear it for miles, and it shakes the ground. Okay, it's a significant event when they start pouring that straight fuel into the back end of a jet fighter. There was no sound. There was no sound at all from none of these light-ups. Now, what makes the story even more interesting, one of my associates in a group that I hung out with was an F-15 pilot from Nellis Air Force Base here in Las Vegas. And I was invited to his Christmas party, and he was standing there talking to a couple of other high-level Air Force officials, colonels, and I said, oh, by the way, I said, and I'm not going to mention his name, but I said, by the way, I said, I was over at this dry lake, this particular location it was like the 5th of December, and this was a Christmas party around the 15th of December, and I said, I was out there about 10 o'clock at night, and I said, it looked like a whole series of afterburner light-ups over the dry lake at a very low altitude, and yet there was no sound. And I smiled, and I said, what are you guys working on? The one colonel took him by the arm and said, excuse me, we have something to discuss over here. And he said, well, I'll be back. I was never invited back. Oh, as a matter of fact, he said, you were there? And that's when the colonel took him by the arm, and away they all went. And that was the end of the conversation. They were not going to acknowledge that I had even said what I said. So that was the most significant thing that's happened.
Amazing.
Totally.
What really got you started into offering this tour to the public, that you're allowing people, you're inviting them to go and visit Area 51 at the gates? Something must have inspired you. And are people walking away skeptics and becoming believers? Or are they seeing unidentified flying objects?
No, it's not that we take them there and there's all kinds of UFOs flying around the sky. That just doesn't happen. Have there been many sightings in that area? Of course there have, or has. The situation is the people that take this tour, and the reason I started the tour is simply my own fascination with UFOs. You look into the sky and you say, there's billions of stars, and then billions of those stars are other galaxies with billions of stars. The odds of intelligent life, the Richter scale, you might say, it's way, way, way up there. So to not believe that there is extraterrestrial life, I think is a little on the foolish side. If you're religious, God bless you, but that doesn't fly with me. So that being said, most of the people that we take out there, most of the people we take out there are highly educated, very scientific individuals. They're not nutcases. They're not wackos. They're simply people like me that believe. The odds are heavily in favor of intelligent life. That being said, going out to Area 51, having lunch at the Little Alien, going to this dry lake, seeing the petroglyphs, seeing the deformed mutant Joshua Tree forest, and going to the perimeter. that they've seen on multiple documentaries is it's kind of a pilgrimage for these folks, which is really, really special. They know what they're going to see for the most part, other than these petroglyphs and the mutant Joshua Tree forest. They've seen the little alien on documentaries. They've seen the perimeter on documentaries. But to go and touch it and feel it and say, I'm here.
Absolutely. You know, these petroglyphs that you shared these photographs with me, and I'm going, wow, I've never seen these before. Is there any insight on where these came from? Who drew these petroglyphs? How old are they, and how large are they? They really do resemble some kind of...
These are very unusual because they're 6 feet tall. And on Adventure Photo Tour, it's adventurePhototours.com is the name of the company and the site. If you go on that, or VegasSightseeing.com goes to the same site. But that shows you these petroglyphs. And I'm sitting beside one. That's a picture of me sitting beside one. They're about 6 feet tall. But the two that are really significant, that are at the top of this cliff of rocks, are once again in that 6 foot tall category. But the one in particular has an alien on the top of it. It looks like a machine. There's an alien driving it, and an alien in the middle of this thing running some other kind of controls is what it appears to me. And anybody that's looked at it that I said, does that look like that to you? And they go, oh, yeah. That's exactly what it looks like. It is amazing. I believe these petroglyphs were on Ancient Aliens once. I'm not 100% sure about that. But and then there's a couple of other petroglyphs with antenna coming out of their head. One looks like R2D2. And how old are they? Oh boy, you can't carbon date a petroglyph because it's chipped into stone. They could be 3,000, they could be 10,000, they could be 40,000 years old. It's impossible to tell.
So I got one quick question for you. I know you're a busy man, but let me tell you, do you think the U.S. government approves of your services?
Absolutely not. And trust me on this, Blake, they know what color of socks I put on in the morning, okay? They do not approve of what we do, but we do it in such a polite fashion, and we respect their rules and regulations, other than one of my drivers mistakenly talking to the customers drove into Area 51. That created a nightmare for us that went on for months. But we finally convinced them that we were not border busting at Area 51. And basically it came down to the fact that we've been going there for about 18 years, and I said, look at guys, if we were going to enter Area 51, don't you think we would have done it by now? We've been doing this tour for 18 years, okay? Obviously, our MO is that we never enter Area 51. Fortunately, there was a dash cam that recorded my driver, and it was clear that he was talking to the customers. It was clear that all of a sudden he realized that he was someplace he didn't recognize anymore. And all of a sudden there was armed guards all around our SUV. And the customers, they said, oh, this is great. This has all got to be part of the act. It was not an act, unfortunately. And that took months to clarify and get that straightened out. It was a mess.
It sounds like an adventure of a lifetime. Well, how do people contact you? What's, again, the name of your website? We're going to be supplying the links below and hot links to your website. But go ahead, tell everybody, how do they book a tour with AdventurePhotoTours.com?
Yes. AdventurePhotoTours.com, we've been in business 20 years. After a few years, we started this Area 51 tour, and it's been a sweetheart. We run it on Mondays. Hang on a second here. Mondays, Wednesdays, and we're now also introducing Saturdays. And VegasSightseeing.com, we launched a new website. We updated a website, went with a URL. It's a little more user-friendly to find it on the internet, so VegasSightseeing.com. But if you go to AdventurePhotoTours.com or VegasSightseeing.com, you'll end up on our website. There's an Area 51 tour. Click on that, and we would be delighted to take you out and show you the stuff that we have found and that we know about, and we have a lot of fun. It is our fun tour. Of the 12 different sightseeing tours that we do, this is our fun tour. This is the real fun tour.
We'll try on. Everybody visit the site, give them a call, and book your Area 51 adventure now. It sounds quite exciting, and I look forward to doing this adventure here one of these days very soon. And if you capture anything incredible over there, Will, you let us know. We love Area 51 footage, and that's what we do here. We share people's information. Will, again.
You are more than welcome, Blake. Thank you so much for finding us, and let's stay in touch. I'd be happy to chat with you anytime, sir.
Anybody out there wants to go check out Area 51, this is the tour to check out. Blake Cousins, keep your eyes on the skies.
Area 51. For decades, this remote top-secret military facility in the middle of the high desert and mountain ranges of central Nevada was the best-kept secret on planet Earth, to the extent that even map makers were disallowed to show any roads leading to this non-existent location. It's said they have a crashed alien spaceship at this base and are reverse engineering its technology. Satellite imagery shows not only the existence of this base and its dozens of hangars and buildings, but an airstrip that is more than 23,000 feet long. They say Area 51 is virtually closed, that no one works there any longer. If that were the case, then why are there numerous daily flights carrying hundreds of workers from secret hangars at Las Vegas International Airport to Area 51? Our day starts with a stop at the Janet Airways hangars to show you the actual fleet of aircraft that, for years, has been hiding in plain sight alongside the Las Vegas Strip. We then pass by Nellis Air Force Base on the northern edge of Las Vegas and just outside the restricted airspace of the vast 4,700 square mile Nellis test range as we start our journey into the remote reaches of the Nevada high desert. This exciting and intellectual tour is not only a quest in search for answers, but it is stunningly scenic as we travel through some of Nevada's most beautiful and picturesque desert landscapes. Our next stop is a mysterious dry lake where many UFO sightings have occurred. There are ancient Indian petroglyphs that resemble aliens, and what became of the occupants of this long-abandoned vehicle. There's such mystery and intrigue attached to Area 51 that the state of Nevada named the highway that goes to the little town of Rachel the Extraterrestrial Highway. We'll have lunch at the famous Little Alien. Have an alien burger if you wish. This location was used as the main filming site in the movie Independence Day. After lunch and refreshments, we stop at the Black Mailbox, a famous meeting location for UFO observers and enthusiasts. And then we drive through the middle of the very strange mutant Joshua Tree Forest. We finally reach our holy grail, the point at which our journey must stop, the absolute perimeter of Area 51. The signs read, Top Secret Military Facility, Do Not Enter, Use of Deadly Force Authorized. The armed guards, or as we call them, the Men in Black, guard this remote outpost with their high-powered weapons 24 hours a day. There are cameras and listening devices that we can see scattered throughout the desert. At this point, it all becomes very real. This is not just some tall story. This is not a fiction novel or a movie set. This is Area 51. What is it that they do here? What are they hiding at Area 51? Take an Area 51 tour with Adventure Photo Tours from Las Vegas.